Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Noni Mugera. Welcome to yet another episode of the Plunge podcast. This is where we have conversations that are a deep dive into better mental health, healing, transformation, and self-development. Now, today I have an amazing guest with me right here on the Plunge, and we are plunging and deep diving into women in music and the empowerment of women in the music art scene. And I have none other than the amazing musician, singer. She will introduce herself. Polaris.
Okay, hi
Hi.
everyone.
How are you?
I'm okay. So, mini Polaris, singer, songwriter, nini performer. Hizo zote tu. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited.
Is this your first pod?
No.
Nice.
No, it's not my first
So
podcast.
you've been
Yeah.
around the pod.
Well, not that much, but I've dipped my toe into
You've plunged into podcasting. See what I did there?
I see what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I would probably want to probably just ask, where do you feel you started this whole entire music journey? And then also, how did your early years contribute to who you are today?
Wow. Okay. I think high school basically, because that's when I discovered I could sing. And then the guys just encouraged me to join the choir. And up until that point, I thought it was just something everyone did and it was no big deal. After that, I wasn't that sure, but I just knew I loved singing. I think I just had this curiosity of I'm discovering my voice without even knowing that I'm discovering my voice through the people that I'm listening to at the time. So I can remember Jasmine Sullivan had just released Need You Bad with Missy Elliott. You know that song?
I love Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah.
She's like one of my faves.
So I just remember the early days. I just used to try and mimic my favorite musicians.
Right.
And that trying to mimic my favorite musicians was actually shaping how I sing.
Like
until
your tonality.
Now. Yeah, even runs. I was doing runs before I knew what runs were.
So you were running before you knew
before,
how to be a runner.
I didn't know there were runs. I just knew I wanted to sound like that.
Right.
Let me just try my best to just do whatever it is she's doing in that song. So I think this is how my early days kind of shaped who I am musically. Is that the correct? Yeah, musically today. Yeah. Just by just trying to learn a lot. Just trying to learn about this music that I really love, everything about it. And and just trying to see what I can do.
So how did you dip your toes into the Kenyan music scene from a girl in high school who felt like this is something that is like a hobby, and then now it's a career?
And then it's a career.
So what did the transition look like?
Well, I was in college. Up until that time, after high school, I hadn't really done anything. I was just still kind of just wishing and hoping. Wishing and hoping and praying. Sorry.
Don't apologize. You're a singer.
So I auditioned for Sauti Academy. It was an artist development program. And from there, I think things just took a life of its own. You just go and meet people who are doing the same thing as you.
Right.
It's a community of like-minded people who are as curious about music as you, people who want to perform, people it's just a place you would go when you felt like you just felt like being yourself and like just wanting to connect.
A place of belonging.
Because at that time, bands were starting to become popular, like live bands. Right. Remember before, there's a time, pre-Lazizi, it was all playback or something.
Not really.
Well, okay, not all.
But it wasn't as popular.
It wasn't as popular.
Right.
But then now bands started becoming,
The
you know,
in thing.
everyone now had a band. So we used to go and support each other at each other's gigs.
Yeah.
Some gigs were just small and you find everyone in the audience is just another artist who's going to perform.
So basically the audience is full of
Yeah,
artists.
the artists were going to go on stage.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
Aw.
So yeah, that's how I just got introduced into the industry, just pole pole. Just by performing here and there, and also going for as many shows as possible to see what else is out there, going for your favorite. I remember we used to, oh my God, we used to stalk Harikimani.
or stalk?
Stalk. We were groupies. We were
Hiya.
major groupies. Harikimani, just a band, Dela. Everywhere when look on a gig, we were there.
Right.
That was one of my favorite times ever that I ever spent. Like, I don't know, gig hopping, if that's what you call it.
That's a good one. Gig hopping. How did that shape Manake and Q, right?
Q, yeah.
Your girl band.
Yeah.
Were you all at Sauti Academy?
Yeah.
Or did you meet gig hopping?
No, we met at Sauti Academy in class. We all auditioned separately, and then the teacher kind of brought us together and like, guys, just try this. You guys sound really nice together. And then we were friends, and then we just became friends after that. And we used to go for all these gigs together, actually. When we were gig hopping, we used to do it together.
Right.
Because one of us liked Harikimani so much, so she was introducing us to his stuff, like his deeper stuff, like that. And then another one, like just a band, we're taking each other to each other's, you know, favorite artists and stuff like that. And seeing other people and our favorite artists perform so much, ilitupatia confidence. Unajua, like, you want to be on stage so much. So you know what you have to do now when you go home. You just start pangaing a set, songs, you write, you do everything. Ilitupatia that psych for just keeping on.
Like a vibe for
Ilikuwa,
let's make this a career.
Let's make this. Like, we knew it was, we wanted to be a career, but, you know, seeing it actually happening for others, you want that to happen for you.
Right.
Too, yeah.
And so now you have one of the biggest songs in the country.
I
I really would say, especially because you've worked with Prince Kaybee.
But
you see how you're saying you used to stalk Harikimani? Now me, my Harikimani is Prince Kaybee. Especially he had dreadlocks.
Yeah, I used to have
dreadlocks. Oh my God. So now when I heard he has a song with this babe called Polaris. And then wait, first of all, you used to go as Pauline. And then, am I getting it wrong?
Did I?
Did you not?
No, actually,
I knew you as
did.
Pauline from Q.
Yeah, it was Pauline from Q. I became Polaris in 2020.
So that's what I was wondering. Like, did you become Polaris because of Prince Kaybee, or it was just a coincidence?
It wasn't a coincidence. It was... Okay, so not many people know, but I'm also part of a group called LP, Little Pantheon. Little Pantheon. Me and my boy called Lucky the Monster, shout out. It's like an R&B rap situation. He raps and I sing. We have a mixtape out, actually. It's called the Lap Mixtape.
Nice.
So he's the one who named me Polaris, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. In 2020 when we were writing the EP, the mixtape.
Oh, is there a reason why?
Yeah, okay, well, fine. Okay, he's a kind of like a comic book nerd. Polaris is Magneto's daughter from X-Men. But then it's also the North Star. So that kind of worked itself out, you know, somehow, depending on who asks.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I liked the name Polaris. So I was like, okay, shit. Let me be Polaris then, you know. I'd never had a stage name before.
Right.
I'd never thought, it didn't feel, for the first year, I actually think this year is when it feels like it's me.
It's become your
always
identity.
Felt like it was someone else.
Why though?
I feel like maybe part of me also feels like Polaris is that person over there. I'm just looking at Polaris,
Is Polaris like your alter ego?
It could be. I feel like it might be. But Kitambo, I never used to like my friends calling me Polaris.
I hear you.
Like even now, if you're like, but now I don't care that much about it. But at the beginning, I was like, no, just call me Pauline. Polaris is for in your job.
You're working. You're on the grind.
But squeezy, I don't know, it feels like Pauline and Polaris are becoming the same person, which is
There's
dope.
a
It's a dope
polarity
feeling.
there.
It's a dope. Okay. Okay. You're on a roll today. You're on a roll today.
All right, so let's talk about the transition between working with Q, basically in the beginning seed of your career,
Yeah.
and then now you've moved to Prince Kaybee, and then now you're working with MDQ and Mayonde. You have an affinity for, or rather, do you have an affinity for working with women in particular? Or is it again a coincidence?
Okay, now that is a coincidence. That is definitely a coincidence. I've just found myself in the presence of amazing women throughout. Like when with Q or with the Perform Music Incubator, like the HSKE label. And it's like najipata tu na niko grateful because it's a very
male-dominated industry.
Yeah, it is. And you don't notice until you work with women at the same, capacity. Because something as simple as, like what? Like if you go for a gig and it's dudes who've done everything. You're not gonna...
organized the gig?
Yeah, let's say
Right.
they've organized the gig. Inakuanga very... Unless kuna vitu zingine madem wana need zenye maybe they won't cross their mind.
Like what?
Like a place to change or like a camera here.
You could also be on your period.
And you... Right?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Like a sanitary situation,
Right.
something like that.
Privacy.
Something like that. Like the need to... like hata like place ya makeup ama place tu ya kunini unajua because mara mob we'd had to go like we are at a gig and we have to go to like a public washroom somewhere
In the toilet.
to put on our makeup and everything, then we go back to the show. It's not ideal.
It's messing the vibe.
It's
also not professional.
It's not at all.
Because already you're meeting your fans in the bathroom, and then they're like, "Oh, you've already performed."
They're like, "No, I'm just
here doing my makeup,"
my
and then they're looking at you like, "The ghetto."
Man. So like something like that.
Yeah.
It might seem very simple, but ni necessary for madem tuna needingi. There's this stuff that only women can do for you as a woman, to be honest, in the industry. And I'm so happy that I found a place where it is this fully run by women, actually. So you see these things happening and you see the thoughts and the considerations going into planning and the intentionality.
Yeah.
Going into the planning and the execution of some of these things, and you're like, oh my God, okay, yeah, I like this. I love it. And it also makes you realize what your like bottom line is, even though you go somewhere else that is done by other people. No, this is what I need. This is what I require.
Standard.
This is my standard. Yeah. So as an example is why I've enjoyed working with women so much. Yeah.
I really like that. I've actually never thought of it that way, where sometimes you can be working with, and no offense to men, but in a male-dominated industry, and they don't put into consideration women's needs or
even
because I remember there's a time, I think it was anyway, Nazizi was basically saying how she used to be the only female rapper backstage. And she was like, it was so crazy.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So she used to pray for there to be more Kenyan female. And then also to stop saying Kenyan female rappers, to just say rappers, Kenyan rappers whose gender just so happens to be female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second that actually. But it's dope. Plus also even communication, it's different, to be honest. Nimeikuwa a situation where I'm feeling some type of way. And that guy just chalked it up to maybe I'm on my periods or something.
When you say some type of way, what do you mean?
No, like I wasn't happy with something. But when your conversation ilisha ni kama I'm too emotional because probably I'm on my period.
Oh, uko na mashiro. That's why you have an attitude.
As in, like, it didn't help my mood at all. In fact, I got even, mad and stuff
That's
like that.
actually very insensitive.
It is. Unajua, na sipendi vitu kama hizo. Like, nisikize tu kama niko na shida. As in, it's not gonna take, like, even though I'm on my periods, bro. Sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
Not really. You can use a substitute.
No, but just as an example, like, it's, I know I'm giving very specific needs, but I just
Which
don't know
is
how
really
to.
good because you know why? It's going to help someone somewhere in the future.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I have enjoyed working with Min a lot. The collaboration, the working with Noni and Mayonde at Perform and Tini, it opened my eyes. Like, I love collaboration. At the beginning, I was kind of like, unajua kila msanii anapenda mambo yake. Bringing someone else into your space is like unajua you're a bit hesitant, but then I got used to it and it was amazing after that. And that's like one of the best experiences I've had ever.
In the space where sometimes people say working with women is so difficult, have you had such an experience?
No.
Not at all?
Not really. I just think people just don't like being held accountable. For real. You just try and deflect the situation and try and blame the other person and try and manipulate what they're feeling so that it feels like, oh my God, was I being difficult? Maybe you're just being honest and saying something. These people just don't like being held accountable. They don't like taking accountability. That's why you'd hear stuff like that. But I mean, it's like women are not people. Why do people just talk like that? Ni kama sijui si tumetoka wapi.
First of all, I don't know, because I feel like I work with women all the time and I feel like I'm fine with it. But it's just something people say, like women are their worst enemies. So I'm
That's a lie.
like, who came up with that phrase?
No, that's a lie.
Was it a man?
That's a lie. And I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not believe in that at all. That's just, I don't know. People look at women like they're not people. Like, you just exist for the word of others. I don't know. Anyway.
You can say it.
I'm trying to look for the word. I'm trying to look for the word. Plus, my head is killing me. Oh my God, I wish I'd taken that Panadol earlier.
Yeah. In terms of your music, what would you say inspires you the most when you're writing and when you're performing? Like now you're on your way to the studio.
Yeah.
So take us through the process. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous. I always feel a bit nervous because I'm always like, I hope I do a good job. I really, really hope I do a good job because I did this. When I started recording again, when I went solo, I told myself I have to love what I've done when I come out of studio every time. Every without fail, I have to love what I've done in studio. So it's not to put pressure on myself, but to make myself feel like, it's okay. Try everything until you just love what you hear. But sometimes you never know how it's gonna go. You don't know if what you have is any plus. I've been on this kind of like a writer's block situation. So the overthinking is major right now. And you don't think that, will this be as cool as the other songs that I've written, So that is my process for going to studio. Especially if I've written something before. That's what I feel. When I'm going to write there, that's something different completely.
It just made me think, do you have pressure to overdo the previous song that you did that's a hit?
No.
You don't have that
To
kind of
overdo,
pressure.
like how?
Like, let's say, for instance,
Like to match?
to match and overmatch.
Not really. That will kill you. It will kill you. I swear. I just take every song as it is. I don't compare. If I compare to the previous song, I'm never gonna finish that song.
Interesting.
I'm always going to want to change something. And sometimes it's good to know when to say when. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes situation is different. The environment is different. Your mindset has changed. You're singing differently. Even the writing has changed. So it won't be fair to yourself. No. So you just, even your inspiration is different. Everything. So I take every song like a different person.
Like a little baby.
Yeah. Uni mwingine sasa. Hivyo.
Okay.
Alafu una hope itatokea poa.
They grow up to be a functional adult musically.
Yeah. Plus, kuna time nilikuwa na record nikisema naenda kurecord hit. But then una record, unatoa, and then it didn't, do the way you thought it would. That thing will kill you.
Oh no.
It kills you. It makes you not even want to do anything. So squeezy, when I go, I'm just like, I'm just gonna do my best, and that's it. Na ikifika time ya kurelease, like Jill Scott said, put it out in the world. That is no longer your stuff.
Honestly, the fact that you're mentioning Jill Scott, Jasmine, those are my people.
I love Jill Scott.
Oh, me too. So much.
Let me tell you, who is Jill Scott is like one of my all-time favorite
I think
albums.
my favorite is Woman.
Yeah? I mean, who is Jill Scott kills me, man. Oh, God. Everything.
It's so crazy you say that, because I was just about to ask you who really inspires your musical journey.
Oh, man. I don't have... I think it depends on how old I was, I guess.
I mean, like now.
On now?
Yes.
Who's now?
Right now, as you speak, who's been inspiring you?
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Do I not have an inspiration right now? Okay, Kenyan music for sure. Watendawili. Actually, I have this song called Tufanye. It's in my upcoming EP.
Yay.
Actually, I released the song last year. So that version is actually the second version I did. The first one was in English. It was all in English.
All English.
And then I went for my first Watendawili concert at Sarit Center. I saw them. So I saw Watendawili, and I saw a guy called Ochiko and Modest. And I left that place saying, you know what? I am scrapping this whole song. I'm writing it again.
Why?
And I went and wrote it again, usiku, in Kiswahili sa yote. Because what they were doing sounded so good to me. And I was like, I want to sound like that. Why can't I write like that? Why can't I? I want to sing na ile lugha yenye naongea nayo sana. It'll feel more real to me,
It'll feel more authentic for you.
Because even the first version of the song, I wasn't even sure about it like that. So, and anytime I have a doubt in my stomach, I know there's room to change something. When I don't have that feeling, I just leave stuff alone now. Like, just let it rest. But as long as I have a question mark like this, I can do anything now.
Basically telling you, no, time, pivot.
Try and see.
And
if it doesn't work, then come back.
I like that.
So, Watendawili, definitely. Kwanza wimbo yao, mpea atoti chamtu, atoti miela miela. I love them so much. Who else do I love? Steph, Bella. Who else is inspiring me?
Since we're talking about women, is there a woman who's inspiring you?
Okay, definitely Beyonce. Definitely.
Beyonce is the queen mother.
Definitely. Muthoni, drama queen, for sure. Performance yake ya Blankets ilikuwa crazy. that was a production that I was so happy to be a part of it. It was very inspiring. I remember leaving the stage like during sound check. I was like, holy hell. I have to switch up my performance. I have so much to learn, you know. Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. Sanaipei Tande. Oh, I want to cover this song of hers, Rastaman.
You can sing a little tiny chorus.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Na sijawahi ona mwanamume kama yeye. Oh, na ngozi rangi ni maji ya kunde. Shujaa, shujaa, shujaa. I love that song.
I think I used to be a Coca-Cola pop star fan.
Fan, yeah.
Back in the day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wakiosema wanisema sasa pia kinasema walini inspire nikicome up. Nilikuwa tu napenda groups pia. Pentamony.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like it was a fun journey discovering all these sounds. Kina Atemi.
I love Atemi.
Man.
Love.
Kwanza I remember nikisikia, for the first time nikisikia, I was in Tao, it was a sunny afternoon. Yeah, bright, shiny day, every day.
You make me so happy.
And it was the perfect soundtrack for that sunny afternoon.
I love that song.
You know, it actually changed. I think it altered my brain chemistry for real. Yeah. You know, you can feel when something has shifted.
Pheromones.
Yeah. And I think that's when I felt how songs can affect
your energy.
Yeah, and how you see things.
Oh, now you're making me. I have to bookmark it on Spotify now.
Yeah,
it's smile, your eyes. All right. So as we wrap up, what's next for Polaris? What should we expect? You spoke about an EP.
Yes, my EP is coming out.
Tell the people, the plungers, where they can deep dive and get you at. The whole shebang, Sunny.
Okay, so my EP is coming out on 15th of March. 6-song EP. I've worked with such dope producers, Wodomolo, Dilly, and So Fresh, and I cannot wait. Okay, of course I'm freaking out a little bit because it's mostly R&B stuff. Na watu wengi wanajua for Afro House and stuff like that. So nashindwa like, will it translate like how I feel it in my head? But nimejaribu, I've tried my best. And I think that is where I was at that time. I wanted to be an R&B babe. So,
sorry.
So like that's where I was at, and that's what I put out. And you can find me at Polaris Pauline across social media, all social media platforms, all social media. No utapata
music.
Yeah, music. There's a link in my bio with where you can find other songs that are featured in, songs that I've put out. Yeah, on my bio, Polaris Pauline.
All right. So as we now wrap the rapation of all raps.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell a female artist out there who wants to be like Polaris one day? What would you tell them?
Okay, first. Okay, this would be very hypocritical, but just be confident in yourself, because I have confidence issues, but I'm trying. I mean, as long as you try. I swear to God, as long as you try. Believe in yourself enough to take a chance on yourself. Just trust that what you're going to do is going to work out, because it will work out, you know. And don't give up. If you feel like just giving up, take a minute, come back.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere it says, take a pause.
Yeah.
Or stop, but don't give up.
Don't give up. You'd rather take a minute and just cool down or whatever. Just leave it. Go do something else that is not even related at all, you know.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better, and then you're going to come back. And also surround yourself with people that like you.
Very important.
Yeah. Surround yourself with people that like
You just triggered me, hey?
I'm sorry. Like that is very important because that will affect you, how you look at yourself, how you treat yourself, and how you feel like, and what you think like you deserve, you know. If you ukikana watu wanakuput down mara mob, you won't feel like you unaweza fika mbali hivyo sana. Dreams zako zitakuwa zina feel ni kama si worthy, unajua, na ni valid. So it's not easy to like just be people who make you feel really good about yourself, people who are actually rooting for you, and people who will not hesitate to be there for you if you need them to be. Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
100% rooting for you.
Thank you.
For your EP, do we have a name or we have to wait?
Yes, it's called Tufanye EP.
Or Tufanye, like the song?
Yeah, like the song. It's named after the song. Because
Nice.
all the songs are like about love, either the lack of it.
Is it the one for So Tufanye? Is that one?
Yeah, it's that one.
Love
So
it, love it.
kuna it's like a story. So it starts with like it's like a situationship relationship cycle in Nairobi. Inaanza na like ume break up, then there's anger, then there's kiburi, then there's delusion, then there's lust, and then there's love.
Nice.
And in all the situations you find yourself asking like Tufanye.
Yeah.
So that's why I named it Tufanye.
You're just triggering me here. I think it's a wrap. Thank you so much
Thank you for having me.
to the
Thank you.
Plunge.
Thank you.
I adore you so much. I think you're an amazing person. Your music is amazing and your soul is even better.
Oh.
So thank you so much for taking the time to come to the Plunge and plunging with me.
Send me good vibes in the studio.
Yes. All right, guys, it's a wrap for me. My name is Noni Mugera. Please make sure to follow Polaris Pauline across social media. Follow me, Noni Mugera, across social media, as well as the Plunge podcast. Toodles.